Yesterday and today, we don't say rumors that be there around. We don't say that there are threats of protests that were happening. So we don't say for the media, also could be interested for know about what's not happening so far since yesterday. So we get between people away, they can talk to it from the security sector. We get Mr. Abdul Karim Will, who is the Deputy Director for Strategic Communications, Office of National Security. And we get Unapadi, who is Brian Makamara Media One, we also promote Salon Police for can talk to me and give updates for what's going to happen. And also as a ministry, because we believe, say, this press conference, if we include all man, if we include people the way not able to talk, people the way they refer, and people that also get speech impairment. So today, for the first time, we introduce with Sister Between, we are the Director of Children and Adolescents with hearing impairment. We are Mami Peters, we will help you with sign language. So it means that if person there some sign, we know the hearing, or they talk, or he gets speech impairment, he will explain to them in the sign way they understand. And normally, for the panelists, we can normally start with openings of 5 minutes for them to be able to summarize the updates, and then we can open to questions. But I will start first with the government's updates. Today, Tuesday, we are the 12th September, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone don't left Salon for go United States of America for go attend the 78th session of the UN General Assembly, where they go for host in New York. Now, this is the first time in 50 years where the President did a delegation where Salon the elect him as member of the Security Council. Now, the President, where he don't go, he don't accompany with the First Lady and also with Boku high-profile government officials. And part of them, people away, therefore, accompany the President. Now, we will Minister of Information and Civic Education, when Mr. Chino Abulaiba, where himself gets for the New York President, when I make, in fact, they are for host this press conference today. In addition to that day, we also know, say, on Monday yesterday, the President received letters of credentials from the ambassador of the United States of America, with the new one we don't come, with His Excellency Brian David Hunt, and also the ambassador of Ireland to Sierra Leone, with Aidan Fitzpatrick, who they present the letter yesterday to President for when officially starts work. Now, inside a own message where we get, the U.S. ambassador say, they look forward for work with government and people of Sierra Leone for see how we will advance with common interests between America and Salon. He also say America will be a strong supporter for Sierra Leone and they will continue for partner closely for see how we will advance democracy and inclusive society. Similarly, on Monday again, we also see the security sector when I make them there. They successfully able to tap a protest where we all know say na people that way not identify themselves and who not sabi where they be planned say they want undermine the peace and the security where they be planned for make them go on streets Monday, yesterday and today. But we know say so far the security sector, the police, they don't make several arrests and then the way they help the police with the investigation. On behalf of the government, I want to commend every Sierra Leonean who come yesterday and today. They show bravery and courage for come out, for do their normal business. They want to go to school, they want to go work, they want to go open a shop, open a market, because they know say government are the only authoritative voice for talk to people on when for commerce or when not for commerce. So because they listen to government, we want to tell them thank you, we want to assure them say the security sector are fully prepared and then get on top of situation for protect life and property. In not tapping over the weekend, the Minister of Information and Civic Education, Mr. Chino Abulaiba, also will launch the media agenda policy where slash the Bipulado and the slash AGM na Kenema. This policy now for look at affirmative action and various provisions will for look at pay equity, access to resources, and also how to tackle sexual and gender-based violence among women and anti-slash. On Thursday, the Minister also of Information and Civic Education will launch the review process of the draft National Information Policy, where there will be all the events towards Nambo. Saturday, again over the weekend, the Ministry of Transport and Aviation and the stakeholders then, the transport sector, we also do engagements na Putloko, Makeni, Bo, Kenema and Kono, where they go engage people for see how they will refrain from violence, from peaceful and law-abiding, for make sure say yesterday and today, they put them to that command do for support people for transport them for work. On Friday, NASIT also begins engagement with the staff of Port Authority, where they will talk to them about what NASIT they do, NASIT's benefits, and how they will also join for NASIT's the business. So that's how the updates then start, and that's how they stop. And I will stop there so far for me to start the program proper. So, but what I want to do, I want to get first general security update from Mr. Will, because we know say but people are interested for know what's not happening from yesterday to today. So at least they will be informed. But I want to make Mr. Will and the other security man will say this segment and 5 minutes for me to summarize them because then will be people will ask questions. So over to you, Mr. Will.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. By the intelligence estimate on security assessment, we can state say the general security situation in the entire country relatively calm and peaceful. In all of the areas, life don't return to normalcy. Before the event of yesterday, when on Monday, 11 September this year, the security sector and other relevant state institutions, they extensively engage the general public on matters related to national security, the rule of law, and responsible citizenship. For example, the security sector, in collaboration with the ministries of transport, trade, and internal affairs, they engage various private sector institutions and other communities. We use the engagement for top-to-bike riders, motor drivers and keke drivers, traders council, among others. We also use loudspeakers when we mount on vehicles in the right-hand communities for talk to people there. For give confidence onto members of the public, the leadership of the security sector on Saturday, 9th of September 2023, will go around in western areas, rural and urban, in a show of massive force. We get similar engagement of all of the other districts across the country. The security sector strategic communications team also engage in extensive media outreach. They will be continuing their kind of engagement there. But before the deployment of the personnel then, we make efforts to give them thorough briefing on the need for letting the use of opportunity force if they get to respond to situations. With the exception of some isolated incidents we have reported, particularly in the Moiva community, everything we went well on the day of yesterday. We will launch full-scale investigations for look at what will happen on Moiva and will inform the public accordingly. On the whole, the security sector will be evidently on top of the tax or protect lives and property. We will continue in this path. The sector, the comments civil society organizations, we don't provide collaborative support, and the ministry to ensure that we reach out to the public. But also equally concerned that the other one and then daily habit for big statements, we only aim at undermining national security interventions, and by doing so, they put the security sector at a bad light and embolden citizens who are putting things everything outside of the law. The state says the sector maintains an open door policy, and in this regard, we ask members of the public for always be emboldened or engage with whenever they get concerns. security sector, they maintain, they say, no policy and people involved. Feel free to ask questions. On arrests, it will be stated that even before the unauthorized demonstrations, people already as planners for their kind of events, we pick them up, we arrest them. And yesterday's event also we lead to several arrests. So definitely they may not get much to do with them events and they will not be released. The other one will have the same police for investigate the matter. For them, the importance of state is alone remain a very peaceful country. And you may expect this will be the case for the longest time going forward. The security sector is fully in control and will encourage every Sierra Leonean to do things already within the provisions of the law and refrain from doing things already outside of the law. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Will, for ONS. Mr. Will go there during the course of the press conference, just in case anybody will get any question for ask Mr. Will on the updates for the security sector. Now, that will bring we to the topic over for that today, because I know say today we can talk about education. And for talk about education, I'm going to introduce the colleague ministers then and also somebody from civil society. Remember say on basic education 5 years ago when the president launched increase budget allocation, we don't look for putting for school feeding, we don't look for putting for specialize them, we don't look for putting and for provision that we don't make and school learning materials, don't putting them. But the only possible way we can explain down into it or update it, who's out there now, and what's our vision going forward. Now, the minister, the president, don't get confidence for put before, for move the basic and senior secondary education business for before. So I will invite the brother Conrad for some update we on waiting and who's will be so far.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad for there. I'm glad to see so many people. So since we get so many journalists, I'd like to take this opportunity to just give an overview of what we do in the education system. So firstly, in terms of basic and senior secondary education, we cover from pre-primary school, or what we call nursery, primary school, junior secondary school, and senior secondary school. We do this both in the formal sector, that is when we get people in our schools, and we also do it in the non-formal sector. This is when we try to engage them again when they school back into school. So for example, we know say pregnant girls in the past, they're not going to be in our school, but now we try to engage them. But then the other one, we know one in school. We try to engage them. We call them out of school children. And we try to engage them back into the system. Now, in order for us to deliver these services, we get 3 other component parts of the ministry, and then the Teaching Service Commission, with the in charge of the management of teachers. We get WAEC, we all know the in charge of exams. Then we get Sierra Leone Library Board. Now, let me start off with a very bold statement. I know quite a lot of people will say we quality education day game or no day game. But let me say we quality education still day. The government still maintain the 22% commitment to the budget. And if you spend 22% of the budget, they say they are lying and keeping. What we don't do, last year we agreed on an education sector plan. We will share with the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education. But let me just do a quick summary of real aspects of the education sector plan, just to bring out some basics of that. Firstly, we get 9 strategic objectives. The first one is strengthening institutional core. That currently we get 4 curricula that we don't develop in the country. One for early childhood education, we get another one for basic education, we get another one for senior secondary education, and then we get one for civic education. So in terms of strengthening that institutional core, we are trying to align them so that it will go smoothly as they move from one level to the other, but also allowing them to be teaching and learning materials as well. The second strategic objective, the recruitment, retaining and development of excellent teachers. Now, just last year alone, the recruitment and replacement of teachers, we get about 3,000 teachers that were put through the system. Also, in addition to that, we process about 3,000 teachers for promotion and reassessment. So that's not something we want to be aware of. The third objective is to reduce gender and other disparities. We all know we get the Jury Act now. Let me just say this, we currently get 27% of the teachers that are female. We need to increase that to the minimum, at least, let me use the word, at least the minimum of 30%. And so that is something we will work on. We strongly believe in this because we know female teacher indeed. We also they help the education of the GACHA. And we also they make sure they guard between another part of the system. So that's something that we really work on. And then I take disability. You know, today we get some of the sign language. We also get quite a lot of the buildings that what they do now, when they talk about lamps so that then people are really physically challenged to go through. But let me concentrate on one other aspect that we are not really quite a lot about. This is what we call in education invisible disabilities. People away, for example, get mental health issues, they get autism, they get dyslexia. This now in a new team with the do now in salon, where we provide between a called reasonable adjustments and accommodation or make sure say we provide for the needs of them personally. So for example, you do your exam, we will give extra time for you to do that. We also get what we call assistive technology, who will help you to make sure say they're going to participate on an equal basis. Let me move on to the next one, in objective 4, about the safe environment. So we don't talk about things like sexual and gender-based violence, but also what we try to do this year, we want to make sure say all the students there for state kits. Now the students, train the teacher them to use them for state kits. The next one, objective 5, strengthening governance and accountability. This is, we don't do quite a lot of work around school boards and governing bodies and all that things. But even within the ministry, we strengthen the audit committee, strengthen the procurement committee, all of this to just make sure, say, in terms of governance and accountability, we are on top of this. The next one, objective 6, is enhancing emergency preparation and response in climate education. Let me focus on climate, but two things. Let me go back to emergency. We don't get several shocks in the system. We really make we deal with this. So we get the 11 years of civil war, people that die, the infrastructure be destroyed, and all that. And in addition, we get Ebola, then we get COVID. So we don't get in systems that are in place for make sure say we will respond to these things very quickly. So when COVID comes, for example, we don't develop a radio teaching program we will use for engaging with them with another school. But let me go back to climate action. You know the President go conference recently. We want to begin engaging with them because they are the future for this country. They have to take control of the situation, the environment, because that they get an effect on climate change. They get an effect as a result of climate change. The next one, where I want to talk about objective 7, now how do we eliminate corruption in our system? Now, I will talk quite a lot about that because I'm pretty sure I will ask some questions on that, but not just on exam malpractice system, no. We look at procurement, we look at payroll, we look at pay qualifications as well in an issue within the sector. Then we go to objective 8, strengthen partnership and support for learning and work readiness. Let me stress on this. In terms of partnership, like we have some news. Just within this month, we just signed an agreement with World Bank with $20 million for a foundation on learning. We also signed an agreement with another organization we call Education Above All with $13.7 million. Then we also get the Global Partnership for Education, also just approved $40 million. So if you look at that, we have $70 million plus in terms of the partnership to make sure say we're able to deliver for this country. But we also want to develop partnership with parents and communities. We also want to develop partnership with even NGOs, because most of these NGOs, they will do quite a lot of education and training of teachers in our system. So we want to see how we will align research with them, but make sure so we maximize the benefit for people. Last but by no means the least, I don't know. The last objective now, how we increase data and how we use technology. You know, the last minister about the technology. So one of the good things we do, introduce quite a lot of education technology, what we call education technologies into the system. Now we intend to continue to do that, but with time, I need to stop at this point and tell you thank you for listening. Thank you.
Conrad na a teacher. So a teacher is okay. He explain for people understand. It was fantastic. When I said the CEC, even though the second term just starts, but it just starts with fire. You see the energy way and Conrad put, and what you don't tell me, all the partnership on the way on kind side is saying almost 70 million. It's huge for government, huge for the confidence. But then just the basic and senior secondary. We also get the technical and higher education. And we also know, say, 5 years ago, we don't get the University Act of 2021, we don't politicize the university, we don't need STEM, free tuition to women them where the land book now university, but also don't expand the country. And we get to sister, we also look at new updates because angels they take over. But you know, this is somebody don't lecture at the university for some time. So you get poco experience. So over to you, Dr. Uli, for updates from this.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. And good afternoon to everybody reading time too. Good afternoon to everyone listening to me online, we can listen later to this team. I want to use this opportunity to tell the Ministry of Information and Information and Civic Education 2020 for this platform. Now, something we very much needed because it connects to me. We want to make it a very zero point for lead in terms of national development. We connect to the population who we serve. So we come up from the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education. And what we do within that ministry, we look at technical training, so vocational training, and also universities. And we create the manpower where they support national development. For me, education I need to not create that manpower there at different levels. It will be very difficult for me to drive national development. Plenty things they could talk about within the sector, the way the ministry deals with it. I just want to focus today on granting aid and scholarship with the ministry and partners and countries that will get a relationship with the degree for support to the agenda for human capacity. So the government scholarship program, which you all are saying a testament for say political government continue for invest in this, and they show the commitment of the government to build the human capital development and also to provide access. So we see the graduates they remove that financial barrier where some people in the experience people create challenge if the barrier they need for the access to higher education. And the new direction of the government committed for creating this enabling environment whose post-secondary students will be able to thrive and see how we can give them the skills what we need to push for national development. And we have various scholarship programs and we can offer them on merit-based for needs-based, and we also ensure the group that were often underrepresented, they included in them. So earlier, so we don't talk about the STEAM fields, so these are the science, technology, engineering, agriculture, and math fields. So these are the science fields. We don't notice over the years, say, human, they don't really thrive, not plenty inside the field. So we take that into consideration. We also learn about people who they therefore create platforms, they will create programs, they will create access for them. So let us say able benefits because we're all part of society. We're all Sierra Leoneans. So waiting available to one group will be available to everybody as well. So we take all that into consideration. So I was first start to talk about the Sierra Leone granting aid, and then we get international scholarship aid. But in general, for our student programming, how will we notify the public? We get different platforms we use. We go with websites, the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education website, when at www.mthe.gov.sl, where we advertise what opportunities are available. We also get a Facebook page. We're in the era of social media. So we say we don't move with the trend. So we go to Facebook page, or we use them as a platform to communicate with the public. And with Facebook page, it's the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education Sierra Leone. We also get Twitter, now they call it X. We get Twitter handle. And we Twitter handle at TechHIGHEREDU. So Tech Higher EDU. Now the only three platforms, and then we can also put notices them out. But these are the only platforms they will use for communicate with the public about scholarship opportunities and aid opportunity to the public. We know over the recent times, people have been one for misuse them. You see, for example, recently may not get Facebook page. I've been getting, I don't get Facebook page anymore. But over the last few weeks, I see different people have been to my attention saying they don't create Facebook page anymore. They advertise scholarship, they say for pay. The ministry never ask anybody, no money, not attached to any scholarship or granting application. I will say that again. The Ministry of Technical and Higher Education never ask anybody or pay for anything. And as a ministry, we will try to see how we put measures in place to address that, so we communicate to the public when we don't put that in place. So currently, the application for granting aid for the upcoming academic year, they don't go far, they don't progress. We don't advertise. We open them to students across the country. We go to one for ensure regional representation. One region for benefits past the other region. We get to ensure say all man benefits equally from the granting aid because we want to increase access to education. For the upcoming academic year, although we see over 14,000 applications from all the 16 districts they will be answered. We don't conduct interviews. And we don't just say interviews at the national level, like Tito or Mabota. We do not interviews at district level. And we get criteria where we use for shortlist because of that 14,000. Unfortunately, not all man will get them. So we get criteria we use for shortlist. The one they will be shortlist that will be invited for interview based on those ideas. To be able to do the Western area or the interview in the US interview station. To be able to districts, that's what we want. And as I mentioned earlier, because the national development agenda we know the flagship program now are field salon, agriculture. So the STEAM field that we explained earlier will be priority to them, to students where they want to study subjects within that field. And even more priority to female students, and so want to increase the number of women within in that field there as well. And with the other criteria, if you did the first year of the program, you know how to apply. So that may have to use. But when you go on, we progress, then you stand a chance to apply. The interviews that we do at national level and district level, and the committee that we make for interviews, the applicants then, they include at national level the Chief Technical Higher Education Officer within the ministry, all the directors who get within the ministry, and also the student secretary who gets within the ministry and serve as the secretary for that committee, for that interview. At district level, we include the deputy directors, and so we as the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education, deputy directors will get. We also include the representation of the representative for civil society, registrar of the tertiary institution, anti-corruption but just to ensure say the process free and fair. And we don't go through all that process there. We get now at a point where we compile all these data of this system, and whatever we publish that they get and they get for the division and balance, gender get to be considered, and even people who live with disabilities. Because basic senior secondary education, they radical inclusion. We don't educate them right up until senior secondary. We don't invest money for training. And as I also say, they're parts of society. They get a role for playing in national development. If we left them now at higher education level, then why we spend all that money? So therefore ensure say we include them in everything we do, and therefore be paramount to them. So that means for this year, you grant aid. And then we get international scholarships. So we get various countries the way of our international scholarship. We get China, we get Hungary, we get Russia, we get Morocco, we get Greece, Kuwait, Algeria, and also the Commonwealth government. Again, when they're available, we advertise them and transform the world into a land. And we don't get a number of hours the way every year they continue for supporting the one particular to the government of dedicated to their soul. Because they really support you and the agenda of human capital development, we also link to national development. For the upcoming academic year, we already received notice from Russia for say they want for support some of the students in those studies. This morning we also received notice from them for say they want to train doctors in trauma and orthopedics in a way we need more people in country for supporting within the health sector. So for the international scholarship really, the eligibility criteria, what they make you apply, not only they dictate, now then they tell you, although we say we get something for stable diet, we can negotiate with them for the field of study, because we said that we're a national development agenda. So they align with national development agenda with the fields of study, where different countries are mentioned, where they offer the students in. And I will stress this again, gender and the STEM field and some two will promote. And even incentive for ensuring we inclusive, which we will think for you as a ministry and we plan for you as a ministry. And provide to all the different embassies and say, okay, we know so now they give you scholarship, we not only support you. But one for inquire now say, on our services there, on our universities there, and also with students in the study. Then disabled friendly, because one for open up their scholarship there, so for also people that really live with disabilities. So but we therefore get that confirmation, they post for them, say yes, the universities are disabled friendly before we do that. Before local send focus in Gode now, then the services are disabled friendly. So these are some of the things that we think to ensure say we're very inclusive in what we do. The scholarship package and the vary from country to country, not so one size fits all. So waiting one country they give to the same as waiting the other country they give. Some, in terms of waiting students and they get, then they get more compared to others. So the Sierra Leone government, for the one already on the less attractive package, the Sierra Leone government will come into and they will provide support for ensure say they get everything where they need for them to acquire the skills and knowledge where they go forget, then they come back and contribute to national development. All to do so, even this press conference, and to promote transparency, for ensure say what we do is transparent. And we as a government, we committed to transparency and fairness in how we award scholarship and also grant aid. And we get, for example, we reflect on we own systems and all that. We get a policy for international scholarship. Policy that was until we develop a that's it. You get for a review on. We review and based on experience. So we as a ministry, we don't say, okay, the 10-year panel for we review the policy we get on international scholarship. Based on the experience over the years, we the ministry in terms of the successes, the challenges, and we ensure say we put them down in paper. We in black and white, looking at the challenges and how we want to address them. The solutions, and also we know what the students come up with the solutions, or we can consult with the right people, come up with the solutions, and we can be transparent. They will be available on the website, we will share with the countries the way they provide you with scholarship
the minister is a lecturer. So you know when you get teacher, you get lecturer, you know they explain, they go into detail. So I think we don't see a comprehensive explanation on scholarship. And the reason why it's make now because let somebody not go tell students say, oh, I get scholarship for Cello or I get this for go to the rural ministry. No. You don't hear from the minister waiting, you need for do for get the scholarship and wait at the platform and put the way use for use for get legitimate scholarship. So I think we will go to the CSO person where we also have for limited to 5 minutes for that give what's now the CSO response normally to the education sector. So I'm going to invite the board Alfonso Bali.
Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy Minister. Members of the fourth estate, I want to tell all things for our camp and recognize all other ministers and deputy ministers. We also the free quality education begin in 2020. It begin in phases. Waiting at the first phase, because we call it the basis for no southern for no southern reach. Waiting at the assessment of the implementation of the free quality education. We also say that phases be the first one, say for eliminate SS4, for eliminate tuition fee, the provision of learning and teaching materials for primary school and for textbooks, for secondary school and 2 maths and English. The creation of a situation room like my election. This year experience with the Kenman and the Canal and the Bond, so you report with the send everybody who can share experience. The payment of examination fees can be for both government assisted and private schools for the first 4 years once we put private school for more. And also the creation of interministerial committee, because in terms of education is cross-cutting. The Ministry of Education for TCS speaking for Watana School, but the Ministry of Water Resources and other responsibility for ensuring Watana School. So that for that cross-cutting. So when minister send a camp, he said this is very unfair and we assess education. Because if one assess all around it, you don't put tuition fee yes, you don't pay school for picking yes, you don't supply, so it will be yes. It's let's have guiding principle so we can better assess the education. Therefore, now the 4 guiding principles. The first one is universal access. Almost beginning of access to education. And term by categories, be you male, be you female, whether you are able or whether you are disabled. Secondly, comprehensive safety. Comprehensive safety is a youth package. And they get wash facility, and they get school feeding, the environment where people they learn, the way the classroom for ensure so you learn an environment where conducive, we will improve learning outcome. The third being radical inclusion. Of course, we also say radical inclusion get 4 key objectives. We ensure say that we find girls picking them along the line you are pregnant, enough for hamburger education, because there was an issue where one of the civil society organizations take government to the ECOWAS court and the ban was overturned because there was a ban on pregnant girls for both schools. So we have 4 key objectives on radical inclusion a day. Then one a day for ensure say one day really pregnant go back to school, go and parent planners, those differently able people them, they are no common far rural community, remote community, and they are no common poor family background. These are the 4 key objectives. And the last guiding principle, that quality teaching and learning. And they get the Teaching Service Commission, and they get WIAC, and they get the learning and teaching material where government is supposed to aid learning. So one to ask how far this don't go. The minister for set the pace for basic education make mention and he refer to the document who don't advocate for so long. If they talk of education, for limit yourself within the education sector plan. Mark you, we have 2 ministries, the Ministry of Higher Education and Basic. If you go back to the ESA, the education sector analysis, in the analysis, they tell you one day minister overwhelmed for all both ministries. So because of education service delivery, the president in the wisdom divide the ministry to ensure so you focus. So that education sector plan, anything what they do about education, like inside it. If you act outside and you say parliament, we'll call you for go answer question. So again, 90 objectives, waiting the Minister of Basic Talk, waiting the Minister of Higher Education talk, all for inside is called the education sector now one sector. But all of this will achieve not without challenges. Right. Now, one of the biggest things that happen at the sector, especially the basic education sector, when we go to the Education Act from 2004, and that act don't be reviewed in 2022, don't get a brand new act only for basic education. And that brand new act only for basic education don't change the dynamics of education. In the 2004 Education Act section 1 clearly tell you say private school, now school government they spend money. In the 2023 Act, no, they don't give the minister the mandate as I see them, even for head private school. Now, somebody will say one build school, the minister will go to the government based on this education sector analysis. One of the gap we get, everybody does a big school, everybody does a county school. Now, we don't go to the government, school approval guidelines. Government they give subsidy. We then go to the government fee subsidy guidelines. First, they just go put head school and any cell, don't go to the government catchment policy. First, the annual school census na paper based. Now, like electronics, we collect the data. But the question is, what do they do that here for ensure so we can improve now in our school? So I believe, say, if we come back on the next angle, and I will talk support. Thank you very much.
You know, I was another teacher when I talk about and see so man, you get a chance more today only come on and quick. So I think clearly we don't see what you want as government and for make sure say we narrow that gap between citizens and also we presidents don't appoint for staff. And this way to make we choose education this week. Like because we don't say school don't open. All of the question, all of the concern we were asked, and also scholarship important something. Now make we carry the 2 ministers there. Not forget say we get the QR code where they on the screen. If you want to ask a question for make you join me, the one itself where they connect with you online, or can use them. But normally because we can send the flyer out early, we can take with 4 set of questions from people we don't ask before, we can today, and then all commodity will come inside the all night because we don't say when we don't spend the time, don't come all the way we get from you ourselves that expected. So the question actually, we get 3 questions, but this is now more for the Minister for Education. So the first one from Alpha Umar Ubari, where they ask from China. He said, hello, Madam Minister, for this. Hello, Mr. Minister. Thanks for this wonderful initiative to bring the government close to the people. Please ask the Minister for Technical and Higher Education about our SLG stipend for us in China. Alpha Omar Ubali himself continues to say that is it that the remaining students don't deserve the SLG? I think it's still not the SLG. At the national level in China, they ask about the stipend from the SLG. Alpha Omar Ubali continue back says, remember saying government through the finance, we don't pay for 204 students then, but only 70 has been paid. So what's happened to the rest? So I think this are just the concern with Alpha Omar Ubali, they raised from China for the stipend for the students they in China. So I will hand over to the minister for making a response to that before I carry out.
Thank you very much. And I want to tell Mr. Alpha Omar Ubali, let me thank you for your question. So the other thing that I want to say to Mr. Bari, not just to Mr. Bari, but also to all the students, the Hungarian students who are studying in China, who are ready to the ongoing issue now priority within the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education. held accountable. So this, as a ministry, we're very transparent. So this platform has also really said very good. So the issue with China, Mr. Bayo, as I mentioned, a priority for the ministry, and even before I assume office, I don't become aware of it. Even before we first came to office, as a minister of technical and higher education, I don't become aware of it. And as something from day one, we don't be addressed. So we try for addressing. And we also think we get for change overnight. We get for addressing in such a way for the next year we will not face any kind of challenge here. We're very aware, say, some students in the way we still need for verify, we therefore go through due process for verify, say yes, they're eligible. And once we don't do that as a ministry, have no doubt, say we do what we need to do as a ministry, as a government, to ensure, say, what is due to students in China will be given to them. So I just want to ask the students and for them just exercise a little bit of patience. Now, this is what we only discuss with them at the time we will talk to the students, residents in China, just for ensure, say, we're very open and transparent for, say, what we try for this. At the point in time, we will ask them for giving for guiding, we're not guys, but provide some documentation where we inform how we do things then. That just to show, say, how we want to address this problem in a way where everybody will be involved. Their voice captured and the solution will come, will be put forward to be something where everybody is going to be glad to be happy about. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think that answer is very, very good. That when be assured, see the minister they look into that day and they take action there. We also want to tell to we community radio stations them across the country. We also the link for make sure say this press conference the link out to community them across the country. One more time, plenty to station managers them where they open their community radio station and day. We also get a question. We just want to finish from the one that we sent question earlier through the QR code. We get this one winner for the Minister for Basic, Conrad, and say, when is the WASC result going to be released? And then the other one, you don't answer them, now whether the free quality education will continue, but then you don't answer them. And so, the WASC result, when it will be released?
Okay, first of all, let I preface the answer to this question. The Certificate and Examination Council has semi-autonomous branch of the ministry, so they will run on their own, but the ministry gets oversight over them. I did contact the head of Wyatt for Salon, and he let me say that we work towards releasing the results by the end of this week. But I don't like to, I don't want to just rely on that. Let me create some flexibility. Between the end of this week and mid next week, WASC will come on. And let me just also answer the other question, Mr. Bekele will come home by the end of this month. We are mindful of the fact that they need the WASC results from the university. The university is just about to open. So they put pressure on why. So one to make sure so they do the quality work. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Conrad. So, we want to put the minister say end of this week to mid next week. So you can put some fine. So we don't get the questions then from people and we they follow it the QR code and they want to send before now. But we don't say una separate to come, we don't spend our time, left on our work, left on our boku publishing house for making one day between. So we can take the four set of questions then. But as usual, one question. Keep them very short, not make too much preamble. Yeah? So get as much question as we can because we want to stop sharp is that in our head. Yeah? So we make them nicely. So they do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? The first one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. The next set I will prioritize woman. So we'll start with you, sir. Not to forget the envelopes.
Well, Well, the question I asked to the Minister of Higher Education, then how to regard the SAG. Of course, the SAG now, according to the head of communications for the ESL, he talks about now, challenging them, the SAG, the government is pay all, but not half. So now, the government is pay only the tuition, and the student and the pay.
Alright, thank you. Suleiman Jallo, as usual, Expo. Before I ask me a question, I get concerned.
No. So you choose to die for it.
No, it's simple, sir.
No.
You know, one of the questions, sir.
You want for them to make a very nice and tiny.
Yes, sir.
Either he gets concerned or he gets question. Which one do you want?
The concern is one of the questions, sir, please. Okay, then, let me ask the question, sir. To the Minister of Education and Higher Education, we understand the school that they opened the 4th of this month. And there was a policy from the Minister of Education that schools have opened that effectively forget normal learning. But on the contrary, personally, me, I've visited few schools now, Mashaka, because I've been taking initiative about the many for make sure to say because Israel is not only Freetown. I've visited few schools like Islamic Federation of Mashaka and the Ahmadiyya. Surprisingly to me, the Islamic Federation of no school begin, the principal know now the vice principal. I go to the Ahmadiyya and tell me say out of 735 schools begin we get the record, only 2 attended. Out of 26 teachers we get the record, only 9 attended. But the policy is being set from the Minister of Education. How will they take action towards this issue? And because not only the school enabling, not from the celebration of the ministry. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Good afternoon. Nothing much. Now to ask a critical question. So the government of Leone, the security sector, the police, the ONS, and everybody concerned with security. Sometimes, Mark Augustine, we see an incident like this will happen yesterday. There was audio on the eve of the incident. I take you back to Makeni, there was a generator issue. There were audios just before that incident. Go back to Togo. And clearly, evidentially, don't show the people in the diaspora where they push them messages there. For perpetrate violence and make the country very ungovernable and unpeaceful. The question now to the government, let's say they come on, one of them is available. Is it that from 2018 to now, the security sector, coupled with the government, is not able to track one man where evidentially they perpetrate a voice message and they perpetrate their activities that we don't have?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Mohammed Farah of the Washington. Mr. Alfonso, the general public, they expected the civil society organization represent the mediation between government and society, equal as well as society and government. Yeah, the Minister of Higher and Technical Education don't talk. Quite a lot of students, they can't go abroad at university so they don't get posted entrance examination. Back home, when you also for you came, you don't go to WAS, you get up to 9 subjects there. Age 5 to 9, when you want to enter university, you get another entrance examination. This, the CSO, Lord took nothing to stand firmly against that because actually we in the media keep to say this, you get a lot of for wrong, the free quality education, but all free quality education is education for all. This is not the type we expect. What should we do, sir?
Thank you very much. We will take 2 more. Yes. We are. Yes. Don't worry. Everybody will ask questions. Yes.
Me ask. I will vote for.
Yes.
Leone Halal Jackson, I report for CTN. The question that to do with the SLG. I can understand, for instance, lecturers in this concern, it is that government state SLG to there was a standoff between the lecturers and the government in terms of some criteria and concerns. How far are the ministry level in setting some of them issues and one of the priorities are this issue of SMG. Now again, a lot of SMG at the end of the day are in the failure. Thank you very much, SMG. Yes.
John Kelly, I mean, not for the after of the and city also student. The question is, Madam Minister, very recently, as usual, our academic staff, the threatening of down their tools. If agreement between government and the university are not agreement, such as trial in the So what do you message can do to solve that situation?
Thank you very much. So we don't expect that's one way to be on this table and then
yes, sir. I'm Hassan Beshikoman, Concord Tennis Center. So the security sector, we want to know how many arrests we navigate, and also one can know the total victim or people we can kill by this arrest.
Thank you very much.
The panelists are going to make short 2 minutes response to that. But first on Adebayo for government. Government, they follow processes. Government, they follow standards internationally we compile with for how we for able to ask other countries for get somebody who will not say, who don't get enough evidence say in actions them don't lead to crimes in the public in this country. That process they will not start way before now and we will continue that process day. And we know say we get good relationship with obviously the Dutch government for make we able to escalate that one day. So I want to assure you say government not just the sidon, they listen to audio. Government will do everything we can through due process, through the international laws, the way they guide them process there for make sure say we can able to get Adebayo for can face the consequence of what they don't do. So we can start with the security sector who will come out, we will come to Madam Minister and then Conrad and then Alfonso.
I think from Adebayo, I can briefly state say it can be slow, it can be painful, but it's not impossible. We will get to reach day. I'm sure say when we reach day, everybody will be satisfied with the process there. Like the minister say, we have to follow due process, we require international cooperation, we let reach that level. Other countries they don't know recently, we don't have an answer on the aspect of number of arrests.
With regards to arrest, Godwich, the arrest for Godwich position, Waterloo, the arrest 60. Mountain, the arrest 8. Mountain division, and this one, they are making and cover that area. So this is what we will get for now. More they will tell now. All the we get 2 reports where they come to in. We now have to carry report on the police station say 2 person allegedly still a good ex so that we should carry report to in. And then we don't decide for launch and investigation to determine the circumstances of that issue.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kamara, Mr. Jackson, and Mr. Kamara for the question. So, Mr. Kamara, you asked about student fees versus charges. Just last week, the ministry, we meet with the student union for Mr. Jackson, you asked about SLG not being. As a ministry, we don't engage with the Ministry of Finance, but be very proactive to see how to address some of their challenges there. And again, it therefore be a very consultative process. We will meet with the right people in that and see how this can be addressed. But one thing I can say, the government very, very committed for addressing challenges there. The first, from 2018 to 2023, education was the flagship program. The government commits a huge percentage of the budget to education. From now to 2023, education for me, according to, we know about the big five, education runs right across the big five. For me, education, nine are the driver for national development. So, in a short must say how the government committed. We get to achieve all of that in education, that's what the foundation will be built upon. So that issue there, it's something where we don't discuss with the Ministry of Finance, we don't need to be relevant stakeholders, we don't begin the dialogue as to how we can address that problem. And then Mr. Mara talked about the Union of Academic Staff Association. Yes, they came to the ministry a few weeks ago, and they submit to me their concerns then. But even before the concept of being at the ministry, we belong to the Ministry of Finance for discuss some of the issues before we can see this type of potential issues. So again, it's all down to dialogue. We go for dialogue with the right people. And when we don't dialogue, when we don't meet a decision, we don't all man there on board, they will communicate to the media accordingly. But be rest assured that their issues they may not continue, they take lightly, and continue with the priority with the ministry, and we ensure so we will level best to see how best we can address and in a realistic manner in the shortest time possible.
Thank you very much. To Conrad for basic education.
Well, first of all, I'll get to tell the journalists who asked this question. We get 12,000 schools. We don't be able to cover all of the schools in the way school but we send out a team with quality assurance and vision to make sure that they are for the students for monitor attendance. We don't be doing that because at the time, but I know say the deputy ministers they said go out and make sure that they continue that monitoring. But let us just go back to one more thing. Attendance is a big issue, both for teachers and for people. So we pilot a new project called Leone, where we use an app within a tablet. The idea is that we scale this up and give all the students that come to the tablet who will use daily attendance monitoring. Now this tablet is GPS coordinated, meaning to say if you do the tablet in Tom and you school legacy, you will know say that in Tom is in the tablet. But we don't pilot out, the results that we get is very positive. This is something what they use both for teachers and also for pupils. But for pupils it's important, I'll tell you why, because it's part of this thing to protect the beginner. Some of the beginner will not go to school, they get all the issues they will in the beginning. And we get indication that every student will not go to school all the time. We get package that we will put in place to make sure we support them. So I'll tell you about 13.7 million who will get for education for all. Part of that package is for doing this type of work with some other people the attendance survey. So we are aware of that as an issue. And Salon, one of the foremost countries that told me in Africa, we get up what they use. So we need technology to make it more effective, more efficient. So I thank you for that. We'll keep an eye on this as we go forward.
Thank you very much, Conrad. I think we get one question for Mr. Esoma.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, of course, I want to be honest. We have the Ministry of Basic Education open every month for the CSO look at the activity, not also for higher education. Reason being, for 5 years now, the PS they put a very difficult. In that time, only ministry one game PS only for past 5 years. I want to be honest. The activity not transparent to CS and then no more they work for themselves. So you find it very difficult. When it comes to basic knowledge for me Dr. Sengede, Alpha, Simple, they all open their doors to CSO and not the higher education. Even in scholarship, the issue we get meet up and the minister says always so I don't want to go into that. But I just talk to somebody that is the issue and the permanent set is the barrier for not the public.
So, Minister say definitely, in those they always open as always. We know say the PSF are possibly a fantastic civil servant. So I don't say you will be on good working relationship. Yeah. But we're going to be last set of questions then, and I want also forget woman and up because one make woman ask questions, don't put woman inside. So. It's a language of this one ask question. Okay. So the start from here. Anyone there on that side to ask question? Okay. So you go for camp on that side there if you ask question. Okay, so we'll start with you. Where do you go with Mike? No, not with you, sir. Yes, we'll start with the woman. Where do you go with Mike? Okay, madam. Mommy, you can use that mic. Let me just use the other mic. I think it's important to make I just explain why I make it talk. Because it also work in a critical sector. Whether for people that we know they talk and we know they hear. And I think we make it candidate for people with sign language. Because we are inclusive government. It means we create space for everybody for many city parts of governance. So I make sure say you should ask questions. Thank you very much, Mami. I know say both the ministers they don't take notes of that day. We go to the gentleman. Let's make a short, so at least there's no response.
You see, the process already happened yesterday, but the amount of awareness clearly indicates that if you get people on that presentation, the planners of and we only see even the Augustan process because we go on independent quality of sector, we work for recommendations. This government, in order of acts, I should say, particularly on those reports, you know, things say that like this politics gets more process in the economy.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
Sorry, sir. Another minister in their place here. Lock up is on to the man where you go.
right, so again the mic, quick, please.
The nomenclature has decided the Leone newspaper. Mr. Minister of Information and Basic towards civic area. I really want to hold your attention. Now, unfortunate situation happened yesterday. Yes, we have peaceful protesting. We will outrightly condemn it. But as a minister, you take into cognizance what happened about the 1965 Public Order Act, they look about the 1991 Constitution, about the area of protest. You know, you see we get problems towards standing towards clarity because people they apply, then we know they see that they give them clearance. Maybe they let a meaning to listen. But government towards inclusiveness, people look at that area there. Then as a ministry, waiting on they do for CC because waiting they happen now toward the area of hardship, economic living, and also the minimum wages is not encouraging to people. How now official we will get the president for try to address this situation as the need to change the people.
Okay, thank you very much. You have more than one question, but that's okay. They're going up over. Alright. Yes, on this side. Yes.
The question on tertiary education. Basically, we don't see this. I want to know whether we still on the side of this or whether we go waiting
Thank you very much. Okay, we'll take the last any Monday who will ask. Okay, if not the last person, yes, this man is good.
So this is the way
Okay, thank you very much. That was the last question we have. We will just start on two of the questions. The first one, you say, the FACELESS, because the Public Order Act 1965, very clear. Section 17, give you the process, waiting for happen before possibly make a possession. Yeah? I'll talk to you as a lawyer as well. So if nobody apply or notify the IG say, IG one processor from this point to this point, they simply say, we don't get anybody. Then one day they call yesterday, then definitely go for all them for crimes they will commit in the process of what happened yesterday. So when we say if they don't violate offense system by the Public Order Act, now make police go them. So it's separate and different. And then Mr. Bomba, you talk about what thing government they do for the hardship and all that kind of thing. We are very honest and transparent government. We're very clear. The very president way now we let them talk say hardship day. You know why they say hardship day? And this hardship not just alone. Hardship day across the world and in different countries there. I don't make reference to interviews the way I don't talk say in places like Nigeria, the price of 50 kg bag of rice more expensive per salon. Cape Verde, Côte d'Ivoire, Senegal, beaucoup of them countries day. Yeah. So when they say that the fact say we as a government we recognize the hardship, but government also try in best ability for make sure say we push the hardship day. How they do it? For instance, on the fuel subsidy, if government probably continue to do fuel subsidy, the price will get down for no more. In other countries like Liberia, I make mention of that one. There was a time where they began to make queue just for buyers. What will they queue for buyers now? You know. So yes, there are challenges. But government will do everything we can for make sure say we push in and achieve the need. I will go to the security people for any response from Leaf to the Minister for Higher Education and then comment.
Yes, somebody asked, saying apply to law. Clients know the law. Sometimes we know the test the law. The law did it, and it's not changed. Even when they do amendment to the law, we now believe what we call an amendment act of 2020 because they expunge outside of the law. At least 10 days after the law, we provide say to apply or notify the general police, and then we'll get 4 considerations with regards to public order, public safety, public morality, and the defense of the state. I don't know, and I will to campaign. I don't know whether to receive application for demonstration. We want them, if you don't apply before, they could know. But people know they apply. People just assume say if you apply what they get. But if you say they assume if you apply what they get, they do not apply, then it is not legal. Because the provisions of the law are very clear, even at the West. Don't have to be like man for rule. If you want for rule demonstration, you need to apply. So that one day I think are the best way of answer. Somebody asked for the bullet them. The one I will talk say without launching investigation to determine the circumstances of the death. And all of the conclusive. I think that will conclusive, please.
So you're right, yes, we don't pilot the loan scheme for postgraduate students. And the intention to introduce the loan scheme as pilot stage and for saying we would plan for scale up. But not at all just to do so more. Therefore, look how they work the first time round with pilot scheme, waiting we need for adherence, because pilots are small number. To scale up what number, 2 number of the so the challenge is only at the pilot level for ensuring we address them, to get measures in place to address any potential challenge before we scale up. Because to scale up without doing that, you can scale up any potential challenges. But the intention for us is to introduce that loan scheme as pilot phase of advancing on before we plan for scale up. So when we, all that we will need for consider as well, and again, when we're ready for, when we're ready for scale up, we will notify members of the public accordingly. And then just quickly, I'm not going to react to this, but in the interest of transparency, just to the comments when Mr. Alfonso make earlier. So as a government, as a ministry, we will work with the relevant stakeholders. And we need a welcome criticism, constructive criticism. So I take that as constructive criticism. We will take that on board to see how we can operate.
Thank you.
But the permanent secretary, yes, they don't need it for they get a wealth of experience. And me personally, being new to the ministry, I don't learn lots from her. So we'll create that dialogue platform to see how we address the challenges. And also the SLG insights there. I will be very happy for you for one committee for you to see. So that will talk about that. Thank you very much.
All right, we come to Conrad.
Okay, just very quickly, I think in a sense, I think you might have misunderstood slides of what you have said. But can we do better? Yes, we can. You asked the question 2 years ago. I want you to engage me, so let me work on this. I also want to give credit to the previous minister, because I see under the tenure, we begin putting in like assistive technology, reasonable accommodation, the knowledge, and the everything. I have great ambition for education and salary. So I want to come with me and let me make sure say the next door I can have and it says salary at the first country. We don't get anything on us.
Thank you very much. Manly, question will be there for you. Okay, but just 1 minute. 1 minute, yeah? 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, of course, I commend the Ministry of Basic Education for the openness. But again, in terms of the payments of subsidy with the rates, if you look at the fee subsidy guidelines, 17, 20%, they do 50%, 30%. And if you put down any subsidy not paid for the last term, then you wonder how the schools they run. That's why you say those auxiliary staff in schools going for 6 months without salary. Those teachers without being paid also going for 6 months. And this is not the first of the Ministry of Basic Education. And this they unblock education governance. When things people call the math teacher, when a volunteer teacher say get class now, they ask her whether she give me this type. So please, the Ministry of Finance, we all understand that things are difficult, but if they pay fee subsidy on time, at Nani will know that the minister did, and also the place where we want to effective. Thank you.
Well, to be honest with you, I give much respect to our council because now equal opportunities CSO. If you don't give the Ministry of Technical if you don't give the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education, so we very expect you. But on a positive note, I want to say in terms of subsidies, we don't give paid school subsidies. And the other thing we have also seen, perhaps another thing the public don't know about. Just about last week, the World Bank actually approved $900,000 for the payment of what they call performance-based financing to 5,000 schools. So in addition to the school subsidies, there are other funding that we also give school employees. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Becky, for all the questions they were asked. We actually be on time for 3:30. The last one we'll get, like the fact, the conversation between UNA and the Ministry of Education, it just starts. So if you get any further questions, clarifications, where you want to ask the ministers, then you will find me and take, and also the guy who will open staff every day. Owner can contact the home people for more than any information. And also the security people them as well, if you want to get any further information we want to get or clarification or what they happened so far, we want to get for contact them and contact them to them. And we will continue for sure when I say that we continue peaceful, everything is normal, and we will continue to encourage people where they out, where they try for inciting for the and stuff, because it's not good for the country, it's not good for the country image. At the end of the day, we all get a collective responsibility to make sure say we consolidate with peace and also we strengthen national cohesion. So on that note, I want to tell we sister we come out from the side where they look after people away, they know they talk, they know they hear, we get speech in parliament for many territory. We hope say it will continue for territory in subsequent weeks then. So on that note, thank you very much to everybody who are really watching the host, the office, and across the country. We will come back to that next week. Thank you very much.
I know.